news buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning, NL East champs! Live from the Xfinity Studios, this is the Anthony Gargano Show. Champs, division champs! Last night, they celebrated deep into the night at Dodger Stadium, a place where the Phillies have celebrated before. They've celebrated going to the World Series a couple of times. Dodger Stadium. It's our new celebratory place. We love it. And last night, in extras, thanks to the double steal by Bryce and the Bader. The Bader, who has been such a key addition to this whole thing. Phillies win in extras 6-5. Bryce with a big bomb, a Bryce bomb. Could he be getting hot at the right time? Feels like it. This Phillies team has been unstoppable. All right, think about this. Since Zach Wheeler got injured and they learned the news, they are 20-8 since Zach went down with the season-ending blood clot. They are 14-4 since they got swept by the Mets in New York. We all had panic. I did. I go, oh, my God. Like, what in the world, right? No, they turned it on. 14-4 since the end of July. They have faced a series of really good teams. They have taken 2 or 3 from Boston, 2 or 3 from the Yankees, 2 or 3 from the Tigers. They swept Seattle in Seattle. They swept Texas in Texas. They took 2 or 3 from Milwaukee. They just won the first one off the Dodgers. Every one of their tests against good teams, they have passed with flying colors. The Fighting Phillies of 2025 getting hot at the right time. And there you see it. NL East champs. Big deal. NL East champs. Big deal. 76, 77, 78, 80. That was the original run. Schmitty, Boa, Pete Rose, Lazinski, Carlton. Then 83, the Wheeze Kids. 93, that gruff group that we all love, and Kruk and Dalton and Dykstra. And then the run of all runs, 07, 08, 09, 10, and 11. Those Fighting Phillies under Charlie Manuel, who had the run of all runs, 5 division titles in a row. And now you got the 2 in a row here, 24 and 25. Of course, 23 was the wild card run. 22 was the wild card run. And look at this, man. It's very good. Good stuff, man. Lots of fun. The Phillies are right now the 2 seed. They're a game and a half back on Milwaukee. They are 5 up on the Dodgers. I think it's over with the Dodgers. So I think you're going to get the 1 or the 2 seed. Now, if the season ended today and they were the 2 seed, they would get the first round bye, face the winner of the Mets and the Dodgers. If they get the 1 seed, they would face the winner of the Cubs and the Padres. So there you have it. Either way, home field. So big deal. Everybody talking about the Phillies. They have found magic. They are playing great baseball right now. If you look at it, like you've gotten the lineup being lengthened, even with Trey Turner being out. It's amazing. Wheeler, Bohm, Turner, all being out, and this group has rallied in a big way. Bader has been the key, like lots of energy. Another Schwarber bomb, a Bryce bomb, right? Like they just been coming at you in waves, getting really good pitching. Ranger last night. It's a great story. And right now, I mean, I think you got to make them the favorite. I mean, is there anyone? I don't want to, be clamor from the mountaintops like they're going to win it, but you got to feel great about their chances right now. The Brewers, I don't know. I'm not afraid of the Brewers. I know everybody looks at them, and I still try to figure out how they're going to win or how they win. They're plucky. I don't have any fear of the Brewers. I know they got some decent pitching. They're banged up the rotation. I think they went through their hot streak. Dodgers, they're semi-wounded, but they're legitimate, right? Dodgers are a legit kind of team. The Cubs, no pitching, but I don't know. It's Wrigley, who knows, ghosts, that sort of thing. Padres have a great bullpen. They should have a better lineup, but they don't hit consistently. They're a spotty offensive group. So I look around the National League, and whether it's the Mets or the Giants, I look around and I go, hey, Phillies, to me, have the recipe. They still have great starting pitching. They have the Durantula in the back end of the bullpen. And you got two boppers that can carry it in Schwarber and Bryce. And then the rest of them, when Turner's going to get back, so you'll have him back stirring the straw, stirring the drink at the top. Bader is kind of a clutch. He's made the outfield. Kepler, his resurgence, and they're playoff tested. They're a team that has been in October. They're a team that's gone through it. And they're a team that apparently that feels like it's on a mission. They all know it. They all know their age. They all know and understand where the window is with this group. And you get the sense that they're confident and that there is a want. We got to win. There's a feeling. But it's not oh my God, we got to win. It's more of we're going to win. And I don't know. I love the vibe of this team right now. They're playing such great baseball. And adversity is everything, right? Adversity is, hey, we just got swept by the Mets. How do you respond? Oh, they go 14-4. Adversity is you lose your Cy Young Award winner and horse and Zach Wheeler. How do you respond? Oh, you go 20-8. Like, that's a huge compliment to this group that they just know how to win. Like, they turn it on. There's no melting with this squad. Now, baseball playoffs are the ultimate crapshoot. Our friend Kelly Baldy, who's the CEO of True Mark Financial Credit Union, she hit me up this morning. She's like, the only thing that I worry about is that they clinch too early. And the last 2 weeks, you kind of fall into a funk. And we remember that from 2011 when the Phils clinched early. They were the first team to clinch like they were this year, and not playing pressure baseball kind of bit them in the first round against the Cardinals. The only thing is they still need, even though they won the division, they still need to play good ball and try to catch the Brewers. So there's a reason to play. This isn't like we're gonna pack our bats and wait till October. They need to catch the Brewers. We want home field throughout. There is nothing like Citizens Bank Park, especially in October. It is the number one home field advantage in all of baseball. They have baseball's best home record. So it's not done. They're still going to be playing good ball. They're still going to be playing, meaningful ball. So let's go. Bring it on. I know my main man is fired up.
Dude, how great. That game last night,
awesome.
Phenomenal, man. I could have went till 3 a.m. I was in on it.
Yeah.
Nerve-wracking, just punch after punch. We hit first. They come back. Dude, it was ridiculous. It was playoff baseball in early September.
It was fantastic. The Mets go with an opener. They go with Banda. Just because of the Phillies are big lefties at the top. Right?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter, right? Because
smashed them right in the face.
Schwarber went, take this, all right?
And then he walks Harper.
Yeah, it was great. And that was it, right? And then Evan Sheehan, who I like, I told you he's good, right?
Yeah.
He went up going like 6 and change. Didn't allow a hit.
Until
that's right.
Otto.
Otto.
Dude, Otto is I'm telling you, he's a new man now that he's been back up. He's 10 for his last 27 in 8 games, and he's making hard contact. He's got 2 doubles that are like 2 feet from being home runs.
No, you're right.
Something clicked when he came back.
Automatic.
No, dude. He's an ideal right-hander off the bench for them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
If Bohm comes back, he's going to be legit threat off the bench to get a hit.
I agree. And Otto chases Emmett Sheehan, and then the Phils that really attack, and it goes back and forth. Extras are incredible.
Weston Wilson.
I know he goes yard. Yeah, it was an awesome night. It was funny. The football game was on.
Yeah,
and I'm usually football over regular season baseball, but not last night. Obviously, we had the clinch on the line.
Yeah.
So, it was riveting. It was Phil's Dodgers.
They're the 2 best teams in
that. I couldn't wait to watch that game.
Yeah.
That Trump football for me.
And then they take Duran yard. It's like, oh, here we go. Robertson comes in. A couple bad calls, bad check swing, ball. He fights through it. 40-year-old. You're like, what?
Yeah, it was
dude. It was awesome.
Page takes the Durantula yard.
Yeah, it's so many. Kirkering great against Ohtani than Betsy. It's so hard mentally to be lazy. You get past Ohtani, and you just like, oh.
I gotta tell you. Phillies Dodgers would be an epic series.
They're clearly the 2 best.
It would be an epic series.
They're loaded.
And you beat them, you feel so good then going into whoever you play for the NLCS.
Yeah,
if they're
this is a National League year, I feel like.
Yeah, I do too. The
Tigers
American League, I don't see it. Phillies already took care of the Tigers.
Right.
I don't see the Tigers.
Mm-mm.
And Schoolboy is not right.
No, he's not.
He's not right, Schoolboy. Got hurt. He got lifted early.
Yeah.
The other night, I think it was Friday night, he got lifted early.
Doing MRIs on him.
Yeah.
Toronto is the team right now in the American League.
Yeah, you scared of Toronto? No.
No, we beat Seattle.
Yeah, I'm no fear. I mean, I got one team. The Astros.
Yeah, of course. Everyone fears the Astros.
Is that one?
They're
like team. I freaking hate them.
They're a zombie. They always come back.
A zombie. The freaking Astros.
How are they still hanging around?
They're Dracula. They're always around.
As a vampire, I take offense to that. They're something else. They're zombies.
No, they're vampires, God. The vampires.
They're bad vampires.
Just what you see. There's no such thing as.
I'm a good vampire. They're bad vampires.
Walking the earth. Oh my God!
And hey,
Uncle Frank, Otto is Otto.
Yeah, he's not lying. He's not lying at all. And
there you go,
Dombrowski laid a gauntlet down at the trade deadline. He basically said, "We got players here that got to step up and play a little better," and they have. Stott, Marsh, Kepler. They're not easy outs right now. They're all playing really well.
Can we please give the topper
the
credit?
Yes.
Can we please?
What he's even afterwards, he's talking about what he's been through. He's saying this is the most fun he's had, but it's a year, man. Losing your race, losing Harbor, losing Trey, losing Alvarado. I mean, I think he's manager of the year. I know Pat Murphy and the Brewers.
Listen, I think it's clear.
Think of what the Phillies are doing.
I think it's clear. Whoever wins the National League should win that award.
It's going to be tough because they have the tiebreaker, I think. So they're actually like 2.5, 3 games back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough.
What's their schedule? Let's go through their schedule.
So they have a couple cupcakes, I think. Let me see real quick.
Because you got the Phils, and then Milwaukee. We got 2 more with the Dodgers.
I know Brewers are starting a series today with the Angels.
Right.
And then where does it go from there? Let me see. They go Angels, then they go Cards. Then they go Padres, Reds.
So they go Cards.
Cards at home.
Right.
No, Cards away.
All right.
Padres away.
That's tough.
Reds at home. And Reds are fighting for a playoff spot right now.
Reds are good.
They're a game and a half, 2 games out of the wild card.
All right.
So their last 6, tough.
As Phillies are, I know we end with the Twins.
Phillies end with Marlins and Twins.
Right.
And they've got the Diamondbacks after this. Dodgers, Diamondbacks.
At Arizona?
Yeah. And they're also playing a little better right now. Then you got at home, 6 at home, Marlins, Twins.
Dude, I gotta tell you,
it's going to be close, man.
I mean, the freaking Marlins.
Right.
But they stink.
They got to be over it at this point.
The Twins will be dead. The last thing they need to do is come to Philadelphia and end the season.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I like the Phils in the 1 seed.
That should be 4 out of 6 at least.
So if you split the next two in LA, right?
And dude, like last time I was like, oh, I cannot even stay up tomorrow. It's gonna be Clinch. It's Ohtani Sanchez tonight.
I know.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right, let's just say the two Dodgers, 3 Zona, they go 2 and 3.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they go 5 and 1 over Marlins Twins.
I'm good with that. I mean, I'd even go 4 and 2.
I mean, I think they're 5 and 1, but whatever. Yeah. That's 7 and 4. Milwaukee 3 with the Angels.
Angels, they've been weird lately.
They're going to go 1 and 2 against San Diego, right? They're going to go at St. Louis. They're kind of dead. The Cardinals 2 and 1.
Yeah,
let's give him 2 and 1, 2 and 1. That would make him 5 and 4. And then Cincinnati, they'd have to win 1 game.
Let's give them 1. The Reds are playing pretty well. Let's give them 1.
All right, then they would be 6 and 6. Does that get it done?
The Phillies got to be what? 6 and 6. Phillies got to be 8.
No, that doesn't get them done. They would tie.
All right, we need 1 more. So we need to go with your 5 and 1.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to go. They got to go 5 and 1. That is me 5 and 1, 7 and 4.
Okay.
So all right. I mean, listen, it's still there.
Possible.
Yeah.
No one thought it a month ago.
No, exactly. You could catch them.
The Brewers are down there. They've been playing like 500 ball. It feels like for the last 3 weeks.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? They could easily lose series. They could get swept by San Diego. I don't know.
Yeah, and the Angels, the Angels are not laying over right now. I don't know why they're not, but I think they just took a series against the Royals.
Their lineup isn't bad. Their lineup's not bad.
When I look at the teams, I mean, the Padres should be better than they are. They're just a mess. There's something off with the Padres. Whatever collection of talent they get there, they can't just put it together.
I know.
They're good, but they never feel like they're
it. Their lineup, but they never. Now again, I don't know if it's that ballpark, but that ballpark is not a great hitter's park. It's a pitcher's park, but I don't know. Hey, let's talk real quick about the division title. Yeah. I love an NL East division title. Like, to me, division titles matter in baseball. Like, even more than football. Like, the NL East, the NFC East matters in a big way, but something about you're playing 162 games and you're winning the title, the division title. I love a division title.
I agree. And
I love the steps of baseball. Division title, celebrate with beer, right? Go to the World Series, you celebrate with champagne, but not crazy. And then World Series, you pop all the corks, go wild. Yeah.
I love it. I saw some people saying, it's just a division. What are they celebrating? Nah, man, it's a long season.
Right.
You gotta celebrate.
Party up, man. With beers. Just don't do champagne.
Yeah, or apple juice if that's what your thing is.
Whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Bryce is doing bongs of apple. Like, hey, thank God for Stubbs. Apparently, he brought the bong and they were doing beer bongs. He wouldn't let go of it. He's just making everyone. That's what he does.
That's your boy.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask? You've been in clubhouses. Did they bring those lights, or the Dodgers in the clubhouse? Those disco lights? Are they just always up year round? You think? They had those like twinkly LED lights. It looked like a nightclub in there.
No, they brought it.
You think they bring that?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. They bring that.
That's what Stubbs did. Stubbs is hanging lights.
No, he is. No, he is. Like, they're doing
vibes, man.
No, you go. Listen, you have so much time on baseball, right? Like, all these things, like these T-shirts, and they're all they're plotted out because you have time,
right?
And it's all good stuff. Like, I love celebrating the division. I don't know why people get like bent out of shape over it. I think you got
because they weren't acting out of control. They all were like, "Yo, this is the first step." They were very like, they know what's up.
I'm on the side of not celebrating.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the job's not done there, so why are you celebrating? Like, I get the whole long season thing.
Milestone.
Yeah, it's part of
I
the
get
job.
a milestone, but you
reach a
acknowledge it.
goal.
You enjoy the moment,
Well, that's
and
why
then
you
you move
celebrate
forward.
with beers.
But getting all
But
crazy,
again-
spraying each other with beer, and
Come out and just like high five each other, and that's
Get the
it.
hell out of here.
Just high five.
Dude, baseball is a bloodletting. Baseball's a long freaking season. It's a bloodletting.
yeah, I mean, I understand
No, you
that.
don't. It's a relief.
Yes,
You
exactly.
win it. It's a relief. Just freaking enjoy it.
I think they should enjoy it.
Well,
But
that's what they did last night.
there needs to be a cap on it. You know, you can't get too crazy.
Get out of here.
Just soda pop. They're only allowed soda pop.
Yeah.
Joey,
Yeah.
stick a muzzle on this guy. No fun, Andrew. NFA.
No way, man. I love Middleton out there.
Yeah,
I love them pouring
do
beer in
it.
Middleton. Yeah.
Do it.
I-
Celebrate all day.
I
Doesn't
agree.
affect anything.
Oh, like,
Again, beer for the division, beer champagne for the
I like this. I didn't know this.
yeah, for the National League
All right.
Championship Series, and then all champagne for the World Series.
All right.
And you got to upgrade the champagne,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, like Cristal or Dom.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You could do your Moet with for the NLC guys.
Yes.
right.
Oh man, that's usually my World Series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget when they celebrated in Dodger Stadium. I was working for Fox, and I was doing all the coverage. And they're celebrating. I was in the clubhouse. Awesome, right? Hanging with Charlie. And then I walk. It was like late after we got off. We were set up behind home plate. And I'm walking in the dugout, and I see the champagne cork. And I was like, wow. And I grabbed it. I still have it.
Nice.
Put it in my jacket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should get like a shadow box or something for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
So a little
I got
better.
more of these tchotchkes laying around my house. I got to go get them. But I got all these little weird things. But I like to collect weird things, like that I was there.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. I get that.
you know what I mean?
Memorabilia is nice. You
Yeah.
know, it helps you remember the moment, what you were doing
Yeah.
at that time. You know,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, we got to get Charlie for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Relive those great stuff, man.
Yeah.
Division
We get
titles.
Charlie to educate Frazier about how important it is for the celebration.
Correct. If
Yeah.
Charlie tells
Hey, I'm a celebrator. Anytime there's a time I can celebrate, I will. But
well, apparently not.
I just,
yeah.
you know,
Maybe
I'm
he
just
maybe
saying.
he doesn't set any goals. He never reaches goals that he achieves. So he's like, yeah,
The
celebrate.
goal,
He's goalless.
the goal is the top of the mountain, and they're not at the
You
mountain top
can't
of the
get
mountain.
there without these other intermediate
You're
steps.
you're at the base. You're at the base steps of the
Baseball's
mountain.
such a mental game. You gotta
Yeah.
pat yourself on the back when you
Yeah.
accomplish.
I
you
agree.
get-
I
you
do
got-
agree with that.
All right, lots to get to coming up. Franny Films to go over the Eagles' offense. All things Tush Push offense.
It's war against the Tush Push.
It is war against Tush Push. The Brain will chime in. He's coming up shortly. Baldy.
Oh.
It's a Baldy
I
Tuesday.
can't wait for his take around the league because I'm just like, there's good games, but it seems like a lot of like even teams, a lot of parity, only a few really great teams.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And then Jimmy Stakes to bring us back to the fighting Phillies.
Wonder how he handled it in his Dodger Stadium last night. I'm seeing his boys go down.
So that's the lineup for today. Lots to get to. Always a lot of fun. Let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? Let's talk about Rothman. Yeah. Let's get back to doing what you love this fall, man. Beautiful to get out. In fact, we're going to have a little bit of a summer relapse. I love the late summer kind of comeback. And I saw next week it's going to be in the low mid 80s. So I like it. Give me once I get the fall, give me the heat. Give me the heat. I'm good. All right. I don't need the crisp will come, but I like the heat. So you still can get out and do what you want to do. You know, you're playing ball with the kids. I was yesterday. We had a football game. Anthony played yesterday, so it was perfect, man. It was just a perfect St. Augustine against Cherokee, and a lot of fun. But anyway, listen, whatever it is you do, pick up basketball, right? Turkey Bowl football, with all that stuff, you want to feel your best, and that's where Rothman comes in. Not only do the great Rothman doctors fix our professional athletes in town, but also us. VG got his neck done.
Yeah.
Andrew got his neck done. Joey, I got to get him hooked up with his hips. Me, I got my Achilles and my knee done by Rothman doctors. That's what they're about. They're about movement and keeping us in action. That's the great doctors. They have a team for every body part. I mean, shoulder and elbow and knee and ankle, back and neck. It's all there at Rothman Orthopedics. All right, don't let pain put your fall on pause. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love, pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your fall game is their mission.
We all know Ace Hardware. We know the hardware stores. When you go into Ace Hardware, the people know what they're talking about. They can help you fix anything with giving you the right tools and advice. And here's even better news. Now they'll help you repair your own home. They'll come to you. So if you've got an outlet you said you'd fix last summer, or you had a faucet that's dripping and you're not to, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got people for that, because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks. They do it all: plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling. Trusted people to keep your house humming all year long. They're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store, now to your front door, from Philly all the way down to the Jersey Shore. And they bring experience. They've got local plumbers, techs, electricians that handle everything from repairs and seasonal maintenance to installations to upgrades. They listen to your goals, and the job's never done until you're totally satisfied. They bring that helpful right to your house so you can spend more time in your home on projects you really like. They give you free estimates on equipment installation and upgrades, and they work with your budget and your home and your needs. And they're local. Their techs and their teams live and serve in the community, and they're dedicated to keeping their neighbors comfortable in their own homes. So if you got something around the house you need fixing, visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com. Get started on that next project.
All right. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, let's get right to it, because our man who's dissecting the film, what did the All 22 say? Well, our man, Fran Duffy, on the Xfinity guest line, will tell us.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the All 22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
Good morning, Films.
Morning, guys. What's going on?
Bernie.
Well, happy NL East Champion Day. And
Right.
where do you line up on celebrating the division? Are you good with celebrating the division title?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I think in baseball, especially, like you talk about, like, all right, you got to capture the pennant race. Like, to me, like, go get celebrate the division. They don't come around every year. I think you celebrate that. After that, though, now it's time to try and go the distance. And we've talked about this with this team. I think, honestly, you could tell me any outcome with this club, and I would believe it. I think they can go any number of ways here in the postseason.
Yeah, I agree. And yes, they should. Baseball's a long season.
Yes.
Division title matters. It's a big deal. And so, yeah, celebrate. But here's the rule. You celebrate division with beer. You celebrate the NLCS with beer and low-end champagne. And you celebrate the World Series with the good stuff.
The good stuff. Yep, I agree with that.
All right. Let's get to the Birds. First, because there was some debate about, obviously, the offense, and the coordinator is going to talk today. I have to, before we dive into that, to go into Kansas City against a desperate team. I talked to Andy and Spags during the week, right? Like, and even yesterday I talked to Spags. Like, they wanted that game. They wanted that game in the worst way, Franny.
Yep.
I thought they looked like a team. The Eagles look like a team that just wins. Like, they'll make it ugly. They do whatever the game will get called that way if they're, instead of putting the ball in peril, because they're a tough team. And teams, they'll make their own mistakes against them. The Eagles don't make mistakes. So I thought it was a testimony to what they've built.
And it's funny because I mean, obviously, you know, growing up in this area, we've seen lots of different versions of an Eagles team. I can think back to my childhood. I would have, when I was a fan of the team, I would have killed for a team like this that would go in and just find a way to win. You know what? You want to go into the back alley. You want to play on like the cinder field over in Fishtown, or you want to go and play on the nicest field out in the suburbs. Like, we're gonna find a way to win. Throw the ball, run the ball. If it's gonna be 6-3 or if it's gonna be 35-32, like, we're gonna find a way to win. That's how this team is. That's how they're built. That's the image of the head coach. That's the image of the quarterback. That's obviously the image of the general manager and Howie Roseman as well. All power to them in that way. Now, are there things to clean up? Absolutely, but that's the nature of the sport. Every single team is saying the same thing all around the NFL.
Exactly. I like, since are we that spoiled that all of a sudden we're about style points? Like, I
Yes.
can't believe it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the fan base has gotten to that point in a certain aspect, and part of it, you know, I think it's the growth of the game and how readily available everything is, and fantasy football, like it's everything, which is that is good.
Really?
That allows me to have my job, right? But it's I think that is a symptom of that for sure.
Franny, I had this conversation yesterday with Matt Rule, right? There is the world, the football world, and that's the coaches, and they're just trying to win. Like, it's hard to win. Like, they're in this whole world. And then you have the external world, the external football world, which is about big plays, splash plays, and fantasy football, and parlays, right? SGPs and stats. And the worlds really only skip. They don't collide. They just kind of brush each other. And we're living in the other world of stats and fantasy football where, look, step into the football world for a second and appreciate what you got.
We don't want to derail this too much, but honestly, like, you could do a whole show just on this topic of like how this phenomenon, like this dynamic, is basically what exists with like our normal lives and like social media and like the, you know, comparison and, you know, oh, well, why can't my life be like this person that I see on Instagram and this Instagram reel? Like, it's the same thing every Monday, every Sunday if you're a college football fan, but every Monday, every Tuesday, you go on social media and you see, Joe Burrow hit Jamar Chase for a 38-yard touchdown where Chase is wide open. It's like, well, why aren't things that easy for the team that I just watched on Sunday, right? Or, you know, so you start to make these comparisons, and there is merit to some of it. But I think that we get so far, shocker, we get so far in the extreme where it's like, oh man, like this coaching staff can't scheme anybody open. This quarterback doesn't do enough to as a thrower, or this receiver is washed. You know, you start having all of it's so black and white. It's so like this or that the nuance and the context always gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, perspective.
That's what it is. We're such a highlight culture at this point. Like, you're always
Yes.
seeing these highlights of big plays, and then when our team's not doing it, we're like, we feel like we're like missing out or something. I don't, but I'm just saying there are people who are like, why can't we? Exactly what you're saying. Why can't we do that?
And there's this weird frustration. They're like, I'm tired of the offense. Look at it again with a new OC.
Tired of winning.
And I'm like,
Right?
dude, like, what? Like, this isn't a team. Well, when they need it most, really, because last year the offense had spells where it didn't look good, right? Where it looked like a slog. But what happened in the end? They won. They have a dynamic defense. They have an offense that's workmanlike, right? That's built off the run. A quarterback that plays point guard, that if you can knee to his legs, just make a plays. Don't turn the ball over, right? Like, don't turn it over. Do anything but turn it over. And they win. Like, that's the culture. They're a winning culture.
And what's interesting about it is, you know, you mentioned like the difference between like the outside world and the football world. If you go into a football building on a Monday after a game, win or loss, those guys are dissecting every little minute negative that you saw on the film. Any little detail, you were a half second late off the ball here, or you took, you broke this route off at 9 yards when it should have been at 10. Your read on this as a corner was just this, it was this far off, right? All these little things, and you're trying to coach that up, and you're trying to, you're winning games on the margins. It's a game of inches, all the different axioms we want to lean into. But everybody knows, like, this is not a like personal affront. No one is saying like you are a bad player and you can't play and we're going to cut you because of this, that, and the other. I feel like we on the outside, often it gets perceived of like, I post a clip of Jalen Hurts. And it's like, oh, he missed this double move to Devontae Smith. And they're like, oh, there he goes. Like 4 points, Jalen Hurts, like he can't play. And it's like, guys, like, this is what happened. This is what happened. If you watch film of any quarterback, you're going to see some plays like this. I think Jalen has played pretty well. Now, I think that he was a little bit better last week in week 1 than he was this past week. But even still, like what we saw this past week was better than all the lows from last year, in my opinion, right? Like, me personally. So I think that we get so far into like, oh man, like that's it. Like the sky is falling. Let's pump the brakes. It's very early. It's week 2, and the team is 2-0.
Yeah, it's funny. There's little things like I was talking to Spags and he brought up, the play to Devontae down the field where he goes man zero, and he said the safety was late on the blitz, right? Like he's like he was late. If he's just a tick earlier, Jalen doesn't have time to get the ball down the field. Devontae doesn't have time to get down the field on the route, and that's what you're talking about when you talk about game of inches, that exact play. Yeah.
And it's, so now if you're a Chiefs fan, right, and you're like, oh, Brian Cook was late there, cut him. He can't bench him. He can't play. It's like, it's the Adoree Jackson stuff from last week that I was like, yeah, like it wasn't a great game, right? It wasn't a great game, but let's calm down. These are correctable things. You go through it. That's part of the journey. We're honestly, dude, I'm going through the same roller coaster with college football right now. All the Arch Manning stuff, and everybody's like, oh, Arch Manning, he's a bust. Like let's all like point left. Yeah, he's not playing well. He's also in his 5th start. Like you gotta let the process play out. Like let's just let it all play out. It's the same thing with a lot of these other guys. It's part of the world we live in, though.
I know. I got into it with a guy I was doing the show with on Fox about Arch. I'm like, can you give the kid a minute before he's not? They're comparing him to Peyton in his prime. It's like, dude, let the kid give him a minute, man. Jeez, it's insane. It really is.
And again, it's like, because people, you see the highlights, right? And that's what everybody this offseason, everybody's excited and rightfully so about Lenore Sellers, the quarterback down in South Carolina. Oh, this guy, he's going to be a top 5 pick. If you watch Lenore Sellers in the first 5 or 6 weeks last year, it was not good. Like it was some bad tape of Lenore Sellers in his first year as a starter. Give a little bit of runway for these guys to, improve and get better.
Yeah. And, his first game against Virginia Tech, he struggled. He struggled against a team that got blown out by Old Dominion, right?
Yeah, like the coach was already fired.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to do that. Let me ask you, Dan Orlovsky pointed out, I don't know if you saw it when he talked about AJ running the same route concept 10 times in a row.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, it's funny. It's an article that just went up on allphly.com, so make sure you're a diehard. You can go and check out. I did a kind of a deep dive on the passing game. And there was a concept. It was basically where you're running like a quick slant with A.J. Brown on the outside and then like a corner route from the number 2 receiver behind it. The Eagles ran it a handful of times, and the Chiefs handled it really, really well. It was like, 2 or 3 or 4 times on the back end. They were seeing it well. They were passing it off, and everything was taken up. And that's one of the things where if you were going to play, and we talked about this last year, the Eagles liked to major in 2x2 sets, right? Where it's all right, 2 receivers one way, 2 receivers one way. If you are going to play that way, which the Eagles, they've toned it down a little bit this year. Like it's a small sample, but like it's a little bit less than what we've seen but if you're going to live that way, where it's 2 receivers here, 2 receivers there, there's only so many combinations of routes, right? You're not reinventing the wheel in terms of like, okay, like if you've got these 2 guys, like, there's only, you can go through the combinations of what those guys are going to do together. So by nature, you are going to be a little bit more predictable, especially when you factor in like down and distance, the opponent, area of the field, right? Like all coaches are going through probabilities, like, okay, in terms of what we can expect this team to run, this offense to run in any area of the field in this situation. Yeah, you're gonna get a bead on that stuff. And so I do think what I after going through some of the numbers last night, I found this to be interesting. Like, I think they are presenting more variety this year than what we saw last year. Again, small sample, 2 games, but motion is up. More pistol formation, more under center, a little bit less 2x2 and more 3x1, more empty sets. Like they're doing more of that stuff. But I think that in terms of like the predictability, everything is super compressed right now. And so it's a lot of the same quick game concepts over and over and over again. The screen game has been better. They've had more successful screens this year. But Jalen Hurts has only attempted like 5 or 6 balls down the field, right? He completed the one to Jahan Dotson in week 1. He completed one to Devontae Smith in this game against the Chiefs. He only attempted 4 of those passes down the field in this game against Kansas City. And 40 quarterbacks have thrown passes so far this year between 0 and 19 yards in terms of like between 10 and 19 yards of targeted depth. Jalen Hurts has not attempted 1 pass between 10 and 19 yards, right? He's the only quarterback in those 40 that has not attempted. So you're talking like not just like deep digs. This isn't like, Jalen doesn't attack the middle of the field, because some of his best throws in recent years, like think of the tight end sail routes that we'd see to Goddard, to Calcaterra. That's not on the table. The deep curls to Devontae Smith, hasn't thrown one of those yet. The comeback routes with A.J. Brown, haven't thrown one of those yet, right? So I think that right now the offense is, Bo described it best yesterday. It's layups and threes. It's layups and threes, and it's not a lot of threes, right? So I think when you look at this offense, that would be my one thing where it's like, all right, they can definitely turn this knob up a little bit. It's not necessarily like deep shot throws. It's more like finding those chunk gains at the intermediate area where it's caught at 12 yards, it's caught at 15 yards, and now you can let the yards after catch do some work for you. That's an area where they can certainly turn that dial up a little bit.
So is that more Patullo or more Jalen? Because, like, I hear a couple things from down there. Like, when Spags showed blitz and dropped out of it, like, it kind of messed, I think, with the offense a little bit. It might have messed with Jalen a little bit.
Yeah, there was definitely some examples of that. There was a stretch, the final drive in the second quarter, where they're driving down the field. Jake hits that long field goal. They ran. It was a double move. It was like a kind of like a stutter go from Devontae Smith on the left side, where they lined up. The Kansas City lined up with a 4-down structure, and then they disguised blitz, and they came at Jalen Hurts. He kind of like hurried and got out of the pocket and had to and went the other way. I think he ended up running for a first down on that one. And it was like, okay, like positive play. But they go to the sideline after the 2-minute warning, and I'm sure they said like, hey, this route was open. Let's do it again. So they flipped it and they ran it the same kind of play, same kind of route with Devontae. And this time it was a play like you described, where it's 2nd and long, and it was you had like 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, like they're gonna blitz, and they end up dropping out of that. It was just a 3-man rush with a spy, and Jalen. That was the one player I'm like, he wants that back. I think he would want it, because he had Devontae screaming at a safety. But again, those are like the shot play ones. To me, it's more for me like those deep dig routes, those sail routes to the tight end, where they're just not. That's not. I haven't seen a lot of those turn downs from Jalen so far. And so I think it's a little bit of everything, as we talked about in the beginning of the show, or the hit. I think that when you're looking at this group right now, there's not a lot in that part of the field. And I was looking at some of the numbers last night, like A.J. Brown, his like average depth of route is lower than at any point in his Eagles career. The Eagles right now, in terms of what percentage of their routes go vertical down the field, it's the lowest of all teams in the NFL. Again, 2-game samples, very small, but that's what we're seeing right now. It's just a very constricted pass game.
Well, it's going to be interesting too, because you got the Rams coming up, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good defense. And then you got Tampa, who will blitz you all day long, as we've known. So the next 2 weeks are going to be interesting to see how the offense kind of fares against those two teams.
And one of the things that has been really interesting, just kind of watching Jalen through these first 2 games, is that, last year when he kind of hit that stretch in the middle part of the season, where he just, to me, like wasn't seeing the field all that well. It was a lot of scrambles, a lot of throwaways. And I was like, man, like, even if like the efficiency numbers were there against the blitz, like he just didn't look totally settled. He didn't look decisive. He didn't look confident. That's not what I'm seeing right now. Like through 2 games, like this is a quarterback who looks decisive, and even like when he is hurried and he is blitzed, like the throw he made to Devontae Smith on the first third down of the game, he's got a blitzer coming, delivers the ball. It was short of the sticks. I get into the article. Make sure you're a diehard and go subscribe. You can go into why that ball had to be short. But a lot of these plays, like he doesn't look rattled by it. He doesn't look. It's not like, oh, he's dropping his eyes and he runs around and then he ends up throwing it away.
I agree.
Like, I think the poise and the mental toughness, the composure in the pocket has. I think that has.
Well, go back to the Devontae play. It was so brilliantly executed,
question.
right? Like from Saquon, who sees and goes, all right, I got to protect his backside, right? So he crosses him to pick up the blitzer because it's command zero on his blind side. And that leaves, we talk about the safety being late, but that leaves Jalen with the safety. So he's in front of him. He knows exactly the depth. He holds on to the ball till the last minute, stands tall because he knows he's got to give Devontae a chance to get down the field, and he throws it up perfectly. We saw Mahomes not put enough air under the ball 3 different times to Thornton. I thought the Chiefs, going into it, I was worried about Thornton because Thornton can get down the field on you. They missed him a couple times in week 1, and I thought they missed him 3 times. And I don't know why Andy waited until the second half to deploy it.
Yeah, it was definitely an area where, I mean, because they came out last week against the Chargers early on, and they wanted to be explosive. It was like every series early on there was some kind of a shot play involved. So I expected them to come out to be a little bit more aggressive early on in the game, to your point, and we didn't really see it from them until he got into the second half.
Yeah.
Hey, Franny, Goddard missed some time last year, and Calcaterra, I mean, he's never been a great blocker, but he seems serviceable in certain areas. This week, it seemed like, from me watching, he had a horrible game, running routes, blocking. When you see him on film, was that accurate? Is this one of his worst games?
Yeah, it wasn't a good game for Calcaterra, certainly. And there was a number of things that you could point to on that one. I think the big thing with him is like he's never going to be like a strong inline blocker. And so I think they do need to try and massage and find different ways. Like Zach Ertz was a full-time tight end for a long time. Still is a full-time tight end in the NFL. Not a dominant blocker. You could find ways where that doesn't hurt you as an offense. Right now, like Grant Calcaterra is not going to block Charles Omenihu, who's a 285-pound defensive end. He was asked to multiple times in this game. He's not going to block George Karlaftis, front side or backside. Karlaftis is going to melt your face mask off. He's not that guy, Calcaterra. So, he's asked to block those guys. That's not going to happen. What can't happen though with Calcaterra is like, there was against the one nickel pressure. He kind of ran a sight adjust and he cut off his route. Jalen didn't like where he did it at, so you saw him and Hurts go off to the side. There was a play where he was laid off the ball, and it kind of threw off the spacing between he and Devontae Smith. Calcaterra, like those are the details where it's like, if you're not a great blocker, I can forgive that if you're also giving me value in the pass game as a receiver, right? So you can't have it where you're kind of hurting it on both ends of it, and that's the area where I would like to see things just kind of tighten up for him a little bit. He had a nice summer. He had a nice final the season last year in 2024. I thought he did a nice job. He's not a dominant inline blocker. Why they're leaning as much into like the heavy personnel stuff when you don't have Goddard on the field. I'll be interested to see if that's something that continues, or if maybe they start getting Fred Johnson on the field more as that extra guy. Maybe they try and mix and match pieces there. I just think overall you got to get a little bit more from that group in terms of those complementary blockers in the run game.
Yeah, let me ask you both of you two guys with the heavy personnel, because when you did going into the game, you saw the week before the Chargers had really good success in 11 personnel against the Chiefs as far as throwing the ball and running the ball. Why do you think, when you see that, when the Birds see that, why do you think they come out and go heavy personnel? Is it cause of the blocking of Calcaterra?
Yeah.
That's the reason?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think that it's clear that they want to be a team that will get into like the 12 and 13 personnel category. I just don't know that, like, when you have Goddard is a two-way player. They don't have like a heavy blocker at the position. They just don't have a guy they were hoping that Van Sumer was going to be that guy. Obviously he gets hurt on the first play of the year, and you're doing different things with him, but he can be a run heavy blocker, point of attack type of player as a fullback and move tight end. I like Granson. I don't think Kylan Granson is quite that guy. He's more of your Trey Burton. Like, you move him around. He could be a matchup guy. And I think that's what Calcaterra is too. So I think they're going to have to try and see if they can mix and match and find a good combo.
Where's Patullo here? What are you seeing from Kevin?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I think the big thing is that we are seeing more variety than what we saw last year. And I think that is a good thing in terms of just kind of the changing of the formations, a little bit more motion, a little bit more under center, all that stuff that I mentioned earlier. I think the big thing is it's a new play caller. And the other aspect of it too, that we also have to just keep in mind is like the offense doesn't play in the preseason. So you're just kind of going through those reps with those guys. You can try and replicate it in practice and scrimmage and joint practice and those things. But I think overall, I think there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out period. But I think that it's not a situation where I'm like, oh man, like this is not going to work. They're going to be in big trouble. I think there are some things to take away in a positive light.
All right. Last thing around the league, quarterbacks, buddy. We're seeing them fall already. And our old friend, Carson Wentz,
can't wait for this game,
is going to get the start. And it's amazing to me that the Vikings, with that team, with those weapons, with that defense, would go into it all in on JJ. I'm shocked. Shocked that they, that you go into it. You'd rather have at least Kirk Cousins backing him up. I mean, you're Wentz. Like that's pretty stunning to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that, and they like what they saw from their undrafted free agent rookie, Max Brosmer. I'm actually a little surprised that they're going with Wentz in this situation because of how much hype
He's a kid from Minnesota, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I thought that would be the way that they would go, especially because Wentz wasn't added. I mean, it was literally they signed Wentz when they traded Sam Howell to the Eagles at the end of training camp, at the end of the preseason. So, it's not like Wentz has been there all offseason, learning the offense. So I think that is going to be interesting. The last time we saw Carson Wentz was late in the year for Kansas City against Denver, and it did not go well. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
And this is a game that matters. Now it's a game of backups. Yeah. Right, because you're playing Cincinnati and the cripple loss of Burrow. I mean, wow! If you're a Bengals fan, the ultimate tease. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and it's just a mess.
And they go 2-0 for the first time in forever, and so you're able to eke out these wins, which they've been on the wrong side of that in recent years, and now to lose Burrow for a couple of months is definitely killer. Now Jake Browning has come in and played serviceable football for them in the past when Burrow has been down. Unfortunately, they have experience having to play around with the backup quarterback. So. We'll see what he's able to do. I still expect that he's going to do, the thing that you hope your backup quarterback does when you've got those elite weapons. Come hell or high water, I'm gonna throw the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and let those guys eat. And so I think that's going to be the way they try and operate. I think Browning can be a serviceable game manager. It's a matter of if that defense can do enough to keep him afloat.
Yeah. VG said it. It's weird. Like 2 weeks into the season, you still don't know, right? Because a lot of it's still working the kinks out. September is a preseason that counts. So you're looking for identities of different teams. So like, that the Packers are good. That the Lions are good. That the Chargers are good. The Bills are good. The Ravens are good.
And after that, feels like a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Rams, I think, are legit.
Yeah, they're hovering around. Yeah. But
would you agree, Fran?
Fragile. Yeah, I think when you're looking around, it's really you said it in terms of everyone's trying to find out their identity, and for some teams more than others, right? Like you mentioned the Rams. The Rams are like the Eagles in that they don't play anybody in the preseason either. And so you are allowing these first few weeks to be that kind of proving ground to be able to say, all right, what is the identity of this 2025 team? What do we want to be with the run game? What do we want to be with the pass game? Especially when you've got new pieces. And all these teams now are kind of going through it. And it just depends on where you're at in your team build. If you are the Chicago Bears with Ben Johnson and you just gave up 50 points, all right, well, defensively, what are the things we've got to do? Offensively, am I going to continue to trust DeAndre Swift, or am I going to go, with the rookie Kevin Monangai and try and see, what I can get from these guys? And so I think every team is kind of going through their own version of it. With some teams, it's cataclysmic, or it's like, oh man, we got to make these wholesale changes. For others like the Eagles, it's like, all right, like maybe we could tweak this. All right, we got to do some things where we're going to do, this, that, and the other to get a little bit better. But you feel better when you're 2-0 and everyone's healthy.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, one college football thing. Same thing. Like what we thought in the off season is really not what is playing out. I mean, it's pretty wild. It's an upside down world.
It's been a really fun start to college football, and I'm really, really excited for what the back end of the schedule is going to look like as everybody gets into conference play. I think both the SEC and the Big Ten, I think there's going to be a lot at stake for a lot of these teams as we get down the stretch, and then this playoff is going to be fun as well. It's going to be a really fun college football season.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for Penn State, Oregon, because that'll be your first kind of, all right, what's Penn State got? Like, how good are they? We know they're good. But how good are they?
I'm literally just about done. I just got done the second quarter of the film now. This is the best I thought Drew Aller looked this season, this past week. Now, again, it's been Nevada, FIU, and Villanova, right? So we haven't really seen a real test yet for this Penn State team. But I do think they basically treated this as like, all right, we're gonna allow this to be our preseason. They've got a bunch of new receivers there, and they're just stretching their legs. What works? What doesn't? Can Aller build a rapport with these new guys? I'll be talking about that later today. Check out 5 o'clock, our Penn State show. Myself and Tyler Zulli after I finish up going through the film.
Yeah, make sure it's very good. It's really good stuff. We love you, Franny. Great stuff as always, buddy.
All right, guys. We'll talk later this week.
There he is, Franny Phillips. Love talking football, Franny.
I was watching their show.
Franny and Baldy is a fun back to back.
Yeah, I watched their show yesterday. He maximizes his time in film, so he eats and walks his dog at the same time. He eats pizza while he walks his dog, so he gets back to film.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that?
No, I was just impressed by it.
Yeah.
I want to ask him when he comes in how he actually picks up the dog remnants while he's got the pizza in his hand, but we'll see.
Well, that's why you got two hands. You have the leash, you hold the leash thing, and you have the bag. Your hands in the
pizza
bag.
just hanging out in your mouth while you're working like that?
No, you put the pizza in the hand with the leash.
Yeah.
You put the leash around it.
You guys must have well-behaved dogs. I can't. My dog be pulling me. The pizza go flying.
In your mouth.
Yeah,
like,
you got to have the slice in the mouth.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Grab
about
it by the crust. You put it by the crust.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the logistics. That's all.
Yeah. The bag. You want to do?
Or he leaves it. And he doesn't bag.
No, nobody.
That might have to be a question. That might have to be a question.
That's criminal.
That's talk radio people do that. We don't do that here.
That's criminal.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take care of some business. And then Baldy. Yeah. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what are the Phils tonight? Ohtani Sanchez tonight is a great matchup, man.
The Phils are a little dog tonight. Let's see. They were a little like an hour ago when I checked. Let me see.
Well, you know why? The hangover, that's the whole thing about the hangover game.
Yeah.
And this is hangover.
They were plus 120. Now they're plus 114. Dropping a little bit.
All right.
Dodgers minus 132. Total runs, 7.5. Let's see what these pitcher props are. Sanchez strikeouts, 5.5.
I like the over there.
Ohtani, 6.5. I probably like both. I actually probably like both strikeouts.
Yeah, no, I do. You could see lots of strikeouts tonight.
Yeah, both team totals, 3.5.
Yeah, good stuff.
Should be a great game.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be great. What's Eagles? What's the early line? Eagles.
I think they were
and
4
Rams.
yesterday.
Yep.
They are
4.
3.5.
Ooh.
Creeping down.
What's the total?
44.5. Juice is on the over. Slight juice.
Feels like an under.
I would agree. This Ram defense is good.
It is good.
The front four is tough.
The last year, Saquon had his way.
Agreed.
With the Rams. He had big games.
What's his total?
Are we looking for a Saquon game?
Let's see what Saquon's total is.
They
don't have it up yet.
It's probably like he's got to get 100.
You think? So you say like 95.5 might be a good number to come out at? You go over?
I think it'll be lower than that. I think it'll be like 80, 85, 86.
All right. then yeah, I would hammer it because he did 88 against the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's going to come in. Maybe 91. I think somewhere around that.
All right.
We'll ask the brain. He'll know. But check out the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. All of your, baseball playoffs are getting ready.
We got Champions League, you said today, right? Is that today?
That is today.
See
Yeah.
what we got? Athletic Bilbao. What is this?
Bilbao
versus Arsenal. It looks like
Arsenal should probably win that game. Yep.
What else we got? I don't know. I need
No, Athletic Club. Athletic Club versus Arsenal.
Athletic Bilbao, whatever that is. PSV Eindhoven versus Union Saint-Gilloise.
Give me PSV. Dortmund versus Juventus.
Wow, that's a good match.
I like Dortmund.
You like over Juventus?
Mm-hmm.
Dortmund's nasty. They could strike.
They're fast.
Yeah.
I know my
Adeyemi, their winger is very fast, very good.
Yeah. All right. Check out the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app for all of your action. There's always another way to win on the app too. Great casino. The casino games are all about it. The slots. What slot you on?
I was on Cleopatra, but let's see if they drop something new that looks interesting.
We got to check it out. There's always fun stuff going on there.
Oh, they got Casino War. That's the best. I've played Table War. This is so crazy. It's just like high-low
War.
card. Yeah, dude, it's war at the casino.
That's the greatest. Check it out. Bet Parks app. Go to betparks.com for all the details. There's always fun stuff that you can have. New users get special bonuses. It's a blast. Check it out. You're going to be 21. You're going to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Xfinity Sports. Because you want to watch the games. You don't want the VG setup.
No.
All right?
No.
It's a total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps and trying to find the game. He's just like, is that? Like, well, all you got is your
lucky if I can find a game.
Your charcuterie.
Static.
Right?
Yeah, my cheese is good.
Your cheese is good, but that's not enough.
My broadcast is not good. My reception is not good.
That makes me feel fan-fished. So if you're a big football fan, you got to have Xfinity, the ultimate sports destination, best games, favorite teams, and the way you watch, next level. All right? Perfect fan flex. You got all the action right in my living room. Plus, Xfinity's best picture and sound, enhanced 4K is amazing. Feels like you're in the stadium, all right? And then, you can have 4 games going on at one time because you can. It's that great. Like a college football Saturday, I always got the games on. I love that luck of the 4 games. You got real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. The best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Legal restrictions apply. Enhanced 4K. You got to have 4K capable TV box. All right. Now, brought to us by, no, you're not. Okay. He's on his way. Baldy. Baldy did
getting out of the ocean. He's just getting out of the ocean.
I think he's here.
Oh, is
he did the game.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He was in Kansas City.
He's his football season. He's focused.
Yeah. He was in Kansas City for the game. So he did the game. So he's going to have a lot of good stories from the game. And I'm curious. So we were texting a little bit during the game. So kind of what he saw from up top.
Yeah. I would always think if I was on the radio like that, I would not be able to text at the same time. I'm amazed that these guys are on live national TV or radio and texting in the middle of games.
It's the same. It's just like now. Like if you see me doing it, it's like I had to move brain.
Yeah,
right?
but there's a game. So, there's action going on in front of you.
But you're doing it. You're texting during it. You know how long a play takes. Play's over.
I just want to analyze what are they doing on the sidelines. And, I don't know.
Brought to us by Ford. Baldy's big hits. Ford tough, just like Baldy. Baldy tough on the Xfinity guest line. Here he is.
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy. Oh, he likes meats and football.
Oh, Baldy.
There he is. What is it there, legend?
How we doing?
Good, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. You were there.
All right.
You saw it.
Uh-huh.
What do you got?
I mean, it's I call it the ambient offense. It'll put you to sleep, to watch it.
You
But,
texted me that line. I thought it was a great line on Sunday.
You got to come up with something. I mean, it's I mean, they went down the field a little bit more. They took 4 deep shots and they got the one to Smitty at the end, that ended up, really helping them out. I thought defensively they played great. When Mahomes is like what I see around the league, and that's just Mahomes and not just Jalen. But I just feel like if your quarterback is just scrambling a lot, your offense isn't right. It just isn't. I mean, I know Josh Allen and Lamar. Lamar's got 7 runs. They're putting up 80 points. Like he's throwing the ball. Like even Baker had
look at Geno Smith last night. That's what that offense
if your quarterback is just like Mahomes has led the team in rushing the last 2 games. Like their running game stinks. Right? The running backs stink. Mahomes is their best running back. Like it's just the offense is, it's a challenge right now for Kansas City, and Philadelphia knows that. So, it goes back to really Jalen. Jalen, here's a stat. I'll just give you a stat, and I'm not a big stat guy, but 7 teams right now in this league have not turned the ball over yet in 2 games. The combined records of those 7 teams is 13-1. Like, honestly, if you don't turn the ball over, you're gonna have a chance to win every game.
And again, that's what he does. I mean, listen, does he hold on to the ball at times, not force it, right? Like it's all that stuff is bred to take care of the ball. So, while it may not look pretty, it may be the ambient offense. It's an effective one in that it's a winning formula, right?
Well, the other thing, what gets you beat? Most teams beat themselves. They're not beaten by other teams. So right now, the Eagles have 3 penalties they've been flagged for in 2 games. 3. Like I've seen teams get 3 penalties on 1 drive.
Yes.
I saw it yesterday. I saw the Giants have 4 penalties in 1 drive, all by the same guy.
They say, well, I was going to bring that up to you. That was unbelievable. 4
penalties on the same drive. I've seen the Jets defensively have 3 penalties on the same drive. Like they just gave Buffalo a touchdown to start the game. But, so penalties, field goal kicker is good special teams. I mean, the formula really isn't that difficult in this league right now. But here's the thing. It's 2 weeks. September's the new August. Everybody's trying to figure things out. Like it will evolve. I think you got to give Petula time. I think you've got to give time with the offense. Every year is a new year. You just don't hand it to Saquon and, he's going to get you. Like, for example, on the touchdown run, 13-yard touchdown was perfectly blocked play. If they were on their own 10-yard line, he would have gone 90. You know what I mean? Like, there's a big run waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Right now, he hasn't gotten one yet, but, the touchdown run,
he's close.
13 yards.
Yeah, you can see it.
He was untouched on the play.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you where I go, I know that there's this backlash going on about style points and how come the offense doesn't look good and where's AJ, and Dan Orlovsky was talking about AJ running this same concept 10 times in a row. But what does it matter if, like, you know how to win? Like, they know how to win. Like, that game, they played it perfectly, right? Like, at some point, Kansas City shoots itself, and Kelce bobbles the ball, and there it is.
All right, so let's just play that out. Let's just say Kelce does what Kelce has done for 13 years. Let's just say he catches the ball, and they go up 17-13. All right, that's going to, when you talk about style points, that's all fair and good when you are playing with the lead. But if you're down 17-13 in the fourth quarter and you need a touchdown to win, that's probably going to make you open things up a little bit more. And so then what happens? Like you saw the Cowboys and the Giants, and it's a shootout. And Russell throws for 450 yards, they lose. But it was dynamic. I mean, if that's what you want. I mean, that was fun to watch. No doubt about it. It's a fun game to watch. Just the way Buffalo and Baltimore was the week before. But you don't want to be on the losing end of that game. It's horrible.
No, and that's why I think every game also takes on its own organism, and it takes on its own personality. Yes. That game, I talked to Andy and Spags. I'm sure you did before the game. They wanted that game bad. That was a game they wanted. They were all about it, man. That was a team that was they played desperate.
Yeah, they look, Tyquan Thornton, I mean, he's the one big play guy they have. He got the touchdown. Probably should have had 2 more. The throws are off right now. Throws are off the week 1 in Brazil when they lost to the Chargers. So, that's sometimes, I remember Troy Aikman telling me this 30 years ago. He told me this. He goes, he told me that the last thing to come in an offense is the consistency and touch on a deep ball. And so it's off for Mahomes right now. And they're just not getting, and, the offense line isn't very good. The rookie left tackle went out. Jalen Moore came in. Like, they don't know how to run the ball right now. And so it's they have their problems for sure.
Yeah,
Philadelphia was, but I mean, look, Jordan Davis is playing great. Jalen Carter was awesome. Zadarius Smith, I mean, he was in his chair just like this 2 weeks ago. He goes out, he makes 4 negative plays. Look, that was I don't know if he could do that every week, but he played 20 snaps, he had 4 negative plays. Like, you can't ask anything more.
Well, I wanted to talk about the defense in its entirety because I love this defense. I love watching them play. I love the way they floated the ball. They tackle.
They tackle.
How about
they
Cooper?
Freaking tackle, man?
How about Akuba? Right? He missed the one tackle on Mahomes, and then he came back and made everyone.
He had the big play on 3rd and 1.
Yes.
Like, they're running Hollywood Brown on a pick with Kelsey in the middle of the field. He's got bubble around it.
Yeah.
And Hollywood catches it and he slams him. Like, they're open. I'm going to do a video here today. Their open field tackling is as good as I saw all week in any game.
Well, it's funny, that play, because when you break it down, he's got the angle. Like, there's space there. And
and that's Hollywood.
Closed it so quickly, and then the form was so perfect that he gets the leverage, and Brown can't kind of wriggle free to leave for the first down.
I can go that play by Makuba. I can go Cooper DeJean in the open field. I can go Quinion in the open field. Zach Vaughn doesn't miss tackles. Like, they are just, I mean, it's a real credit because I watched horrible tackling like we all do. Like, in all these different games. I mean, James Cook goes for 40 against the Jets. 5 guys were like they're all blind and playing with no arms. Like, it was horrible. But I don't see that from the Eagles.
No, I love watching them play defense. But
it's interesting because Makuba's a rookie. He's got 2 games under his belt. So even on the interception, they run this double cross, okay? And the idea is that the first cross is, and it's Juju, it's going to take his eyes off of Mahomes. And then you're going to have basically an opening for Kelsey to come across the field. But the kid's eyes were not deceived. Like, he's looking at Mahomes. Mahomes looking for Kelsey the whole time. Like, he wasn't deceived by the cheese that they put in front of him. Like, a lot of guys would have taken the cheese, especially young in this league. Like, their vision is like this. Like, I thought that was a pretty heads-up play. That's a veteran play at the safety position.
It was amazing. Even in you remember, he didn't play up until the last preseason game. So I watched the last preseason game just to see him. Mm-hmm. I mean, the freaking kid is always around the football. It's amazing that he's always around. I'm so impressed by him. I got to tell you, like, I wondered. I'm like, what? It's going to take him some time. Man, that kid's a player.
Yeah, he's a player.
And Campbell, oh my God.
But Makuba I think he had 5 picks last year at Texas. Like he's got ball skills. He's got real ball skills, you know. So
he does. And how about
important.
Campbell, Jihad?
Well, what shows up is just their team speed. So, you add the injection of Makuba, Campbell, DeJean, right? Quinion. Like you got 4 fresh young players that all can run, along with Nolan Smith. I called it the Bulldog defense on Sunday. Like it was just one Georgia player after another.
Yeah.
Like, it was Jordan, it was Jalen, it was Nolan. Like they were impressive up front.
Yeah, you're loving Jordan Davis. You're loving what he's done through 2 games.
Well, he's playing. He played over 50% of the snaps. He played a bunch more than that the first game, but that's about the right amount for him. But you bat 2 balls down. You got 2 balls batted down to line of scrimmage. I mean, the one thing about a batted ball is you never know what was going to happen. Was it going to be a catch and run? Like Mahomes looked frustrated, but that's a big 6'6" man in the middle of your defense right there, getting his hands on 2 of those things. But he's playing with effort. He's playing with technique. He's getting off blocks. He's pursuing, like a lot of the things that we have not seen from him. And a lot of it, obviously, is the conditioning is better. But I think mentally, like he wants to be on the field when it matters. And I question whether he knew how to do that or if he wanted to do that his first 2-3 years.
Yeah. They're just buttoned up. And when you have that kind of defense, you don't need to press it on offense. You don't need to put the ball in harm's way.
Jalen understands. Jalen understands all of this, and that's why there's the exchange with him and Chris Jones. At the end of the game, we all heard it, but all Jalen's just going to point to the scoreboard. I'll take the W. You can have your 100 yards. I don't care. And that's honestly like they had two 3rd downs last week. There was a 3rd and 9, a 3rd and 13. They handed the ball off. They didn't even try to get it. They're like, we'll hand it off a punt. And there is something to be said about teams being too aggressive, going after, too many. We're going to go for it on 4th down. The Giants did it the other day. Like, I know Nick had his issues last year with it, about what sometimes the old school approach, let's just punt and play field position. Let's punt and play defense. Like sometimes in this world of all these analytics out there, like maybe Parcells, and these great coaches that we've had, maybe that still is a good approach.
How about Andy? Andy is usually that school. He goes for it. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the play call either. It took too long to develop, and you're inviting penetration.
Yeah. It was it blew up on him. Certainly blew up. Oh, here you got it right here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was. I didn't like the call in that point of the game. I know it's a yard to go, maybe a little bit less, but I said that they should punt that ball right there. Yeah. And the results are, the Eagles got great field position. They got a field goal out of it.
If you're going to go, I thought Andy always had success sneaking the football. If you were to go, like I would have snuck it behind Mahomes and just went in.
Well, I mean, that leads you to the next thing. Obviously the tush push in that game was a big factor. They had six attempts. It's an impossible play to really officiate. Who's moving? Who's in the neutral zone? It's just impossible to officiate. But this thing is clear. Like Jalen does this not sometime. He goes left all the time. He's going behind Dickerson and Mulata. So, I mean, that's why Chris Jones was over there. One time he went over the top. Jalen went underneath. Like, he's reading it on the move. Like, he's seeing all of it. But he's going left because that's where the power is. And that's where the size is. And he was basically converted all of them.
So you were there. Commissioner was there. And then post-game, it's like the assault on the tush push. I mean, I can't see it surviving after this year. There's just no way. After Adam Schefter coming out talking about the game was won in March because they didn't ban the tush push. All of a sudden, it's impossible to officiate, right? Like all of a sudden there's this kind of PR campaign against the play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just the outside noise. Adams, I've been around doing this thing for a long time. I would push back on saying, I mean, it's a nice line. It sounds good that they won this game in March. I mean, I don't know. The Eagles were 32 of 36 with Carson Wentz going for quarterback sneaks when he was a starter here. Like, there's other ways to get the yard. So to say that lost the game or won the game for the Eagles, it retains possession, but everybody else has a chance to do it. Some teams are doing it in different ways. I see Shane Steichen, who's coaching great in Indianapolis right now. They do it a different way. They do it with Tyler Warren coming under center and quick snapping it. I mean, everybody's got a different approach, but if you can't gain a yard in this league when you need to gain a yard, you're not going to be a good team. And it happens every single Sunday.
Yeah, do you think they keep it?
I think it's going to depend, honestly, with if other teams start to copy it and they become successful with it, then I think it might have a better, like a higher vote. I think they got to ratify it with 75% vote.
I think the official thing that all of a sudden the narrative is it's hard to officiate or impossible to officiate.
Well, I've asked the officials that 3 years ago when it first started, and they told me that because my question was, when do you blow the whistle? When is the play dead? So that was and they told me that when the player stops going forward, because you see these guys spin or go sideways, whatever. As soon as the forward push stops and they start going sideways or turning, they're supposed to blow the whistle. Now, that's it's difficult play to figure out because there's no one way. But watch, he's looking. You can see it right now that he's going to Dickerson right there. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you don't have the video, but it's I don't know if it survives this year, we'll see what happens. It probably will get banned. Because it's just the outside noise from a lot of the people like Schefter, like Bill Cowher. It's got a negative feel to it, but ride the wave while they have a chance. They'll come up with a different plan, for sure. I mean, maybe I put Malata at center and just let him snap. Like I'd change anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to move Malata.
Yeah.
According to AI, just doing a quick search, Tom Brady's success rate on the QB sneak, 91.3%. The Tush Push since 2022, 91.3%. Equal to the Tom Brady quarterback sneak.
Well, by the way, Andy always had success with this thing. Speaking of Brady, this was wild. Brady last night in the coach's box at Allegiant, right? Chip Kelly says that he talks to Brady 2 to 3 times a week to get his input, which is smart on Chip Kelly's standpoint.
It didn't help Geno Smith last night. I mean, he was awful.
Awful.
I mean, I wonder what Brady was saying under his breath watching that quarterback play.
But it's so interesting because wasn't there like this rule about like if you're going to broadcast and be an owner and be a part of the organization,
talk to coaches about their strategy.
Like it's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, it's probably a big story today, but they actually last year didn't allow him to attend production meetings with teams. He had to do, and so everybody. So this year they allowed him to do it. And now he's got this role. And, Tom goes back with Chip, and Chip's all part of the, New England Mafia with Bill and everybody else up there. So I would say that, he's got the headset on. He's listening to the calls. Yeah. I'm sure. But, he might be, picking Chip's brain and Chip might be picking his brain, but it's not playing out on the field, that's for sure. That was awful.
Yeah,
can I just double up on the owners? I just wanted, Baldy, people are making a thing of it on social media about the Colts owner being on the sidelines with headset listening in and stuff. Yeah. How do you think that resonates with the players and coaches?
they can't play any better than they are right now. So
Right.
I don't think man. Yeah, no, I mean the Colts, Daniel Jones. So there's this like New York thing with these quarterbacks, whether it's Sam Darnold, whether it's Daniel Jones, Geno Smith before last night, but like these quarterbacks, Daniel Jones, I've never seen him play 2 games in a row like this. Like Shane Steichen has got that thing clicking, and he doesn't even look anything like he did for 6 years in New York. He's playing unbelievable football, and the accuracy, the decision making, it's something to watch. But yeah.
About the owner. The owner being on the sidelines listening.
No, that's Jimmy Irsay's daughter. He had 3 girls. That's, I think, his oldest daughter. But no, but it was a big deal when she said that, like, I'm the owner of this team. I'm not just going to sit on a box detached. Like, she wants to know what's going on, which is fair game. I mean, I don't care if she's a woman or not. Like, if I own the team, I'd want to hear every freaking call too. Now, I might not want to be on the sideline. I never think that's a great idea. Because it's just too many things that go on that just the normal chaos of the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's just normal. A lot of that stuff is normal. It could be, it could be, guys getting in arguments. It could be anything. I think kind of removing yourself a little bit, but I have no problem with her putting a headset on and listening in.
How about the, let's go around the league a little bit. How about the Lions put a smackdown on Ben?
Well, that's blown up really bad. The whole thing is blown up bad. They look like a really poorly coached team. The quarterback is not improving. The defense completely fell apart. Everything that Detroit couldn't do the week before against Green Bay, they did in this game. The offensive line looked leaky week 1 in Green Bay. Not against Chicago, it didn't. They ran the ball. They got the explosive plays. Jamison Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, they couldn't get an explosive play week 1. They got a bunch of them last week. And Jared Goff threw 5 touchdown passes. I mean, they carved him up. So, that was the opener for Detroit. The last time they were at Ford Field, they got whipped by Washington. So that was a good bounce back game for them. In fact, I'm doing a game in a couple weeks. I'm sick about Joe Burrow, but I'm doing Detroit at Cincinnati. Both teams are undefeated, but both teams have it might still be a good game, even with Burrow knocked out there. But
it's a shame, man. Already the quarterbacks, Burrow falls by the wayside. Jaden Daniels is hurt. J.J. McCarthy is hurt. And look, I mean, think about Minnesota, that they're going to go to Wentz. It's unbelievable that.
I'm telling you, watch out. Watch out. Like, I think Carson's going to have success.
Wow.
Like, I know he's going to. I do.
It's a Baldy premonition. Wow.
I'm telling you. Like, I just think Kevin O'Connell is a special coach. And the problem with Carson, he's still, he's still an alien when it comes to just physical abilities. He has been hit very little over the last 2 or 3 years, but he needs to be coached hard. And the fundamentals of the game have to be drilled into him. And Kevin O'Connell is great at that. I think he's going to have some success.
Well,
the
it's
team
interesting,
around him
right?
is really good.
Like, he was in San Francisco. He was in Kansas City.
Los Angeles.
Right?
He's been around McVay and
he was in
Kyle
Los
Shanahan.
Angeles, Kansas City. And I thought he was going to fare better when he started last year for the Chiefs. Like, I did. And I wondered about
what
it.
was that,
like,
the last game of the year he played?
Yeah,
Nobody played.
Second to last, yeah.
But the year before, he played really good for the Rams. I think they beat San Francisco in the last game of the season. He played well. Like, I think there was a reason why they traded Sam Howell and they said, we're going to go get Carson. Like, I could see Kevin O'Connell go, give it to me. Give me 32-year-old Carson Wentz, who's broken and, like, not playing, not going to camp, not on anybody's roster. Let me have a chance with him.
Could you imagine? What is storyline, Baldy? Right?
I'm telling you, cuz. Write it. Start writing it now.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, because JJ, look, he was awful. He was awful for 3 quarters, opening week. Fourth quarter, he was awesome. He was awful last week. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not writing him off. But if Carson gets a chance to go in there and he plays well.
He ain't losing the job. He goes in and plays well. they're not going back to JJ.
That's a market he
They
can
don't need
succeed
to.
in too, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think Baldy, but I think your instincts are so on with that.
I don't want him to be right.
We'll see.
I've
We'll
never
see.
wanted you to be
Carson's
wrong
got
before. I
like,
want
look,
Baldy wrong.
Like it sounds good right now. Carson's got a long way to go, but I believe in his. We've always believed in his talent.
Right,
the talent is still there. The arm strength, the physical ability, the toughness, all of that is there. The fundamentals were just awful. And maybe it's from getting hit a lot, maybe it's from the injuries, maybe that adds up, and then he's just in such a hurry to get rid of the football. But if they coach him hard, like I think there's some success waiting to be had.
How good are the Rams?
The Rams are good. Their defense they got playmakers everywhere on defense right now. Offensively, I mean, that's a good 1-2 punch with Puka and Devontae. Like Puka, like it's hard not to put him in the top 5 receivers in the league. It's just hard not to. He knows how to get open and he's dangerous after the catch. And Stafford he's just unreal, man. He's still throwing these no-look passes out there. Like he just keeps getting up off the ground when he gets hit. The offense line isn't very good. Right now they've had injuries, but they're very well coached and their defensive line is the best defensive line the Eagles will have faced so far. So it'll be a challenge in some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
Watch out for this. Watch out for the corner though. They have this kid's bounced around the league, but I always like Akello Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Like he's a big kid. He's 6'2", he's 215, but he's having a good season so far. And, a lot of teams had him. San Francisco had him. He's bounced around the league. But he looks like he's in a good spot right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
With those receivers, Baldy, and you saw the game this week in Adoree Jackson. I don't know what you thought of his game, but matching up against either Devontae or Puka, how should we feel about that as Eagles fans?
I wouldn't feel good. But it's not a knock on Adoree. Like these are two exceptional. Devontae, he was in that class with Mike Evans in 2014. Odell Beckham. Like, he ran a slow time coming out of Fresno. He ran a 4.58 40. He's never been fast, but nobody has better releases off the line of scrimmage or change of speeds than Devontae. And his hands are just like he's got the golden glove, man. So, but Puka, the two of them are really, really good players. I mean, it's a good challenge.
How about Tampa last night, man? That was a great win for them. And, they lost. Their offensive line, they're losing one guy after another.
Here's what happened last night. So Tristan Wirfs, you saw him on the sideline all night. He's as good as anybody, at that tackle position. So they've taken the starting center, Graham Barton. He's playing left tackle. They've taken the starting left guard, Bredeson. He's playing center. They lost their starting right tackle, who they just gave a big contract to, Gadecki, and they had to go to Charlie Heck. The only guy that's in the position to start the season is Cody Mock at right guard. They go 11 plays, 80 yards. Baker was unreal. Like his
Baker is
his heart.
His
command, he's the greatest.
Yeah.
His command is second to none. His competitive fire and his command is second to none in this business.
He really is.
It shows you. It's 4th and 10.
Yeah.
It's 4th and 10, right? They blitz him, and he goes for 15.
Yeah.
Keeps the drive alive.
He's the greatest. It shows you. You said it earlier about the New York quarterbacks, just like Cleveland, right? You go to these places.
These are hard places to play in, man.
Yeah.
They get chewed up. They get spit out. They get asked the same questions every single day. Forget if you get hurt at all and you're injured, like Baker was in Cleveland. He's playing with one arm. Like, you just see that guy is even if you go back to last year, there's only been 10 quarterbacks in the history of this whole league that have thrown for over 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. And he's one of 10.
That's amazing. All right, brother. Great stuff as always. Yep. We will reconvene on Friday.
You bet, buddy. Have a good one, man.
You too, brother. The great Baldy. Wow. That was some good stuff.
Yeah.
Man. I think they're at least the greatest, man. So much fun. It really is.
That Baker drive was just
He was, man. He's got a
insane.
lot of,
and it
he's
doesn't
got
make sense.
just-
You look at him.
You want to talk about onions, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got grapefruits, man.
You look at him. You don't expect it. You're like, oh, look at this guy, man,
Dude,
man.
He's unbelievable. He really is. He's just money. Baldy brought to us by Ford. Baldy's big hits.
Tough Ford.
Coming up in just a moment, we celebrate the NL East champs.
Better to celebrate than Jimmy Steaks.
Yeah, I'm dying to talk to Steaks today. To go through the division titles and like Jimmy is such a great baseball man, and I appreciate the division title. Like, yeah, obviously the steps have to come and everything else, but we should celebrate it today. It's a great accomplishment.
100% with you.
You know,
I'll be celebrating.
yeah,
4
looking forward.
o'clock. You can join me. Hit the pub.
I wish I could, man. All right, we'll get to Jimmy coming up, but let's talk about a couple of our friends. How about some Cherry Hill Mitsubishi? You're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America? Look no further than the Outlander, and you can get it at Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. It's a folk auto dealership, and folk means something. Folk means family. Folk means 3 generations. Folk means you're going to get the greatest experience, all right? Trust me. Charlie Folk and all his dealerships, including Miss Cherry Hill Mitsubishi with my man Bill, are going to take great care of you. Like, fantastic. You're not going to want to go anywhere. They have the great offers, right? You have the Outlander is amazing. But they got savings on all kinds of great selection of budget-friendly and gas-sipping Mitsubishis. I didn't know this. Mitsubishi is number 1 in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners. I didn't know that. That was J.D. Power saying that, all right? Not me. Combine that, the best warranty in the automotive business, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain, 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. Why settle for a lesser warranty, be on the hook for costly repairs down the road? You don't need to do that. Go see Bill, Cherry Hill Mitsubishi, online 24/7, cherryhillmitsubishi.com. You tell them I sent you, you get the Cuz discount, all right? Tell Bill, Cuz sent me, PHLY, they're going to get the best, you're going to get the discount. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere, but I just don't know why. Why?
Misinformed, maybe? I don't know.
I don't get it.
Mitsubishi, you know what that means? 3 diamonds, just like their logo.
Ah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, let's talk about Parks Casino. That's it. Street Road, Ben Salem, Parks Casino. This is how we win. All right.
About to bet Bilbo. Sammy from UK says it's
Bilbo.
And
Like Bilbo Baggins.
Andrew should have known better. And he's right.
What did I say?
I don't know.
I thought I said something
No.
pretty close.
Rocky Balboa.
You were all over the place.
You got to know it.
Did I say?
Well, violation, Andrew.
Bilbo plus 410. I'm in.
I think
Oh, yeah?
Bilbo. I want them to
You
win.
need to listen to Sam. All right. Here, guys, let's talk about it. Parks Casino, the number 1 casino in Pennsylvania. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now for these headliners. September 19th, comedian Hannah Berner.
He.
September 20th, Australian Pink Floyd.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell?
September 26th, the Revivalists.
Wish I knew you
When I was young, could have got so high.
September 27th, comedian Russell Peters. October 4th, Kansas.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
I always want to say gone. It's gone. Yeah, not done.
Oh,
Is it? No, it's done.
it's done. I
What is it,
think.
Joey?
Oh, never mind. I had the Dust in the Wind lyrics out. I was going to throw it for a loop with the Dust in the Wind.
October 24th, Everclear.
With my big back boots and my old suitcase, I do believe I found myself a new place.
October 25th, Almost Queen.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Don't be afraid,
Galileo,
Anthony.
Galileo.
It's just some Queen, buddy.
November 15th, Bill Murray and his blood brothers.
The Bill Murray?
The Bill Murray.
Nice.
November 21st, Air Supply.
Ooh. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Yeah, that's a banger, right? Right, Joey? That's a banger.
November 22nd, comedian Brian Regan. He's very good. ParksCasino.com. Buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right.
You know who's not out of love? Jimmy Steaks.
Jimmy Steaks is not out of love.
Big Air Supply guy.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Let's go to our man on the Xfinity guest line to celebrate the NL East title, Jimmy Steaks.
Give me a steak, give me a steak. Oh, let's talk some baseball with Jimmy Steaks.
Yeah.
Oh, the Blazers.
What is it, buddy?
What's up? I'm definitely not an Air Supply guy, but I enjoyed your karaoke.
You never slow dance to some Air Supply? Come on, Jimmy. You're a romantic guy.
Maybe no. From that era, I was probably more of a Little River Band guy.
Little River Band. I gotta look that up.
Hey, Jim.
Wow. What you got?
The NL East. I love winning division title. I think division titles matter. I think it's an accomplishment. I think when you have a long season, I love it. I love the celebration in the clubhouse. I think it symbolizes a step, and it should be celebrated.
Absolutely. It used to matter even more because, just the division leaders would go to the champions would go to the playoffs. But now we have expanded playoffs, but it still matters. You've climbed a very big mountain. You haven't climbed, the biggest mountain, but you've climbed a pretty big mountain in the range. I mean, you think about it, you report to spring training and I shouldn't even say guys work out year round now. They train year round. So they're reporting to spring training on February 12th after doing a lot of hard work in the wintertime, 6-7 weeks of spring training, 162 games, cross-country travel, the grind on your body, injuries, ups and downs of performance. It's a test. It's a meat grinder. The baseball season is a meat grinder. No, you're not out there banging heads like in football, but it's demanding in other ways.
Oh, yeah.
And the mental grind. And to win a division and after 7+ months of grinding, going through the meat grinder, yeah, you better celebrate it because it does mean something.
I'm so glad you said. I knew we'd see it the same way. I love it. Yeah. And it's a symbol too of like you look at how good these teams are. In Phillies history, you had the early years of Boa and Schmitty and Pete and Carlton, right? And then you had the one blip in '93, and then the Charlie teams, right? Like the Utley and Howard, and this group is a special group. This group belongs with those other two.
No question. You mentioned they're all a little different, but they all have big similarities as well. I mean, the Boa, Schmidt, Carlton, they kind of, other than Carlton, but it was really a largely homegrown unit.
Yeah.
And they had won a couple division titles, and they had trouble getting over the hump, and they finally got over the hump in '80. The Charlie era, largely homegrown, a few well-placed signings and trade acquisitions, but they had 14 years between playoff appearances, so they had a long grind to get to the postseason. But when they got there, they won it fairly quick. They won it in their second year in the postseason, I should say, 2008. And then, they struggled to get back over that hump, at least in terms of winning a World Series the next 3 years. This team had a 10-year playoff drought. Now they've been there 4 years in a row with 2 division titles. It was funny. 2022, I thought they get to the World Series. To me, that was an unexpected appearance in the World Series. It was sort of a bonus. It was house money, if you will.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 years, big expectations, big payroll, big talent, got to get back to the World Series, got to win it. Didn't happen. Same thing with this group. I mean, this group's played with big expectations, almost like burden-like expectations all year. And to, prevail in the division, as we sit here this morning, by 12.5 games, pretty good. I mean, they're not going to shake the burden until they win the World Series. That is what it's all about. We know that. But enjoy this moment, enjoy this day. Because they've only won 13 division titles in 141 or 2 years. So it's something, hey, it's like that old saying, Philadelphia loves a winner. You got a winner today. Enjoy it.
I'm with you.
Right, Andrew.
And yeah, Andrew we were arguing with Andrew.
Oh, is Andrew not on board?
He doesn't believe you should celebrate the division title.
Well, sometimes I actually think, I think you should celebrate the division. It's a hell of an accomplishment. It's the cliche about the marathon. It's a everyday battle. You should celebrate it. Now, if you want to tone back some of your celebrations in October because the big one is at the end, I'm on board with that. I think, we can get a little too much. I mean, they've,
well, that's like, to me, division title.
But the division matters. And that needs to be, you need to share that with your comrades, because you all pulled together and you got something important done.
Yeah, man. And you celebrate division with beer. Like, you're not using champagne to celebrate the division. Division's beer.
They pop a few champagne corks. I don't care. I just think whatever you celebrate it with, celebrate the division. And if you want to tone it down a little bit throughout the October journey, I'm fine with that, because the big prize is that big shiny trophy that comes around Halloween.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. They won a National League title in 2022, Bedlam at the Bank, but it's a great memory, but it's not the ultimate memory. The ultimate memory was, Charlie Manuel lifting the trophy and saying, "Hey, this is for Philadelphia." The ultimate memory was, Cole Hamels, 24 years old, putting a city and a team on his back.
Utley,
in
world
08.
bleeping champions.
Chase Utley, Tug and Mike Schmidt embracing, and the we win. Those are the ultimate memories. So they still got that in front of them, and I can assure you, talk to these guys a lot. That's what they want. That's where their focus is. But they know they took an important step last night.
So this team, since losing their bulldog, their ace, sold the pitching staff, 20-8.
Yep, 20-8 since they. Yep,
they lost Turner, Bohm, but since Wheeler, 20-8. Since they got swept by the Mets, 14-4. Jimmy,
14-4 since the Mets, and the Mets have gone right down the tubes. I mean, the sky was falling, the world was ending when they got swept by the Mets. These are competitors. These are guys that know how to, battle through stuff. Look at all the injuries they've had in recent years. These guys with pride. They had a bad series, but to me, it was like a kick in the ass. And they came back, like you said, 14-4, 7-1 since Trey and Bowman on the IL, 20-8 since they announced that Wheeler was done for the season. It's almost become cliche, and I'm starting to even get tired of the word resilience, but they kind of define it to me, and they have, for several years. They lost Harper in 2022, and they had for 51 games, I think, and they were like 10 games over 500 when he went down. JT stepped it up that year when he went down. It's always somebody stepping up when you lose a big gun, and it seems like this year it's been the entire team. Think about this for a second. I was actually looking at some numbers. You mentioned some numbers. I got one here. On June 11th, they were 5 games behind the Mets in second place on June 11th. And on September 15th, they wrap up the division 12.5 ahead of the Mets. That's a sizzling team.
Yeah.
That's a sizzling team. And even if you get swept here and it's baseball, you're going to have a bad week. You're going to have a bad weekend. It's how you bounce back and how you can extend some wins after that. And this team has done that. It's a quality team. It's a team capable of winning the World Series, but you can't throw the gloves on the field and just have it happen. You got to perform well. And they are performing well. Look at that last homestand, 6-1, great homestand. Look at last night in LA, and look at some of the performances you got. When you lose people to injury, you're all of a sudden relying on your 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th man who they're in Lehigh, staying ready. You've had Otto Kemp come up, big night last night. Weston Wilson, what a beautiful swing he put on that ball, hit a big home run.
Bader again. Bader, him and Bryce,
Bader,
the double steal.
Bader, a trade deadline acquisition. Harper, your big gun. It takes them all from your big guns to your little guns. And that's what this team does well. That's what Rob Thompson, when he did that toast last night, he's so good at spreading the credit around. And he recognized every guy on that team and the contributions, big and small. And you mentioned Bader. Since the trade deadline, they get the big closer and they get Bader, who's, he's walking on cloud 9 here, right? Loving life, loving being a Philly. Since the trade deadline, 29-14.
I mean, these numbers are amazing. And it's the polar opposite of last year. If you go back to middle of June last year, when, the London series, it was a 500 team the rest of the way. Here, it's the opposite. It's a team that's put it together and gradually gotten better and better, and they've beaten everybody. Since the end of July, took 2 from Boston, 2 from the Yankees, 2 from the Tigers. They swept Seattle and Seattle, swept the Rangers in Texas. They took 2 or 3 from Milwaukee. They've beaten everybody.
You're right. And you mentioned the polar opposite of last year. They had that otherworldly start. But over their final 102 games last year, including the Mets playoff series, over the final 102, they were 51-51. They were quite literally a 500 team. And this year, just the opposite. They plodded along early, stayed where they needed to be, and then boom, they took off. So they will go into the postseason as a hot team. They'll get Trey back, which is big. But you gotta love what you're seeing. Top to bottom, they got an MVP candidate. But they lost a potential Cy Young winner, and other guys in the rotation have come along. It's going to be a fun October tournament here.
What are you leaning right now as far as your 4th starter?
Well, you probably only need 3 to get through that first round. That would be the hope. And I don't know. Right now, I got to focus on who's in. And to me, the 3 best guys are your 3 left-handers, and they have to be in as I'm sitting here right now. Now, Aaron Nola's going to have 2 more starts. Buehler's going to have 2 more starts. Maybe it's a combination of the 2. I don't know what they're going to do there. I'm kind of fascinated by it. But I do feel, Christopher Sanchez pitches tonight. That's a great matchup, him and Ohtani. So I feel good about giving him the ball in game 1. Love the way Luzardo's been throwing. Absolutely love the way Ranger's been throwing. So those would be my top 3 guys, unless Nola does something, crazy in the next 2. And I don't know, but I feel like you got to go with your best, even though they're 3 left-handers. So those would be the 3 I'd go with, and I'd be probably creative on the 4th once I needed that guy.
Do you think they at some point move the division series to 7 games?
Well, they're already into November. It would be hard for me. They talk about this radical realignment, and if that happens and they change the look of the schedule, maybe. But I just think the season is already getting too long when you're finishing after Halloween. Even finishing on Halloween is too late for me. I worry about the arms, really. Can they hold up? It's I don't know if they'll do
I just hate having that series be a 5-gamer.
Quick out. Baseball, you're supposed to have these lengthy tests. I know. It's just you better be ready every series. That's why the bye is good. You don't want to be caught in that quick series, that wild card series.
Yeah, that's scary.
You could be run out of town before you even blink by a
a
six seed could take care of you or something,
Yeah. No, you're right on.
So, you know what? You asked me, do I think if they can figure out a way to balance the schedule and not tax the schedule too much, maybe, because they're going to consider everything that is a potential revenue stream. But I just feel like getting over in November is too late and too long.
No, I agree with you.
This start like a week early, but have games on the West Coast and in the South instead of up in the Northeast.
Yeah, but then teams, they've talked about that for years. And then if you're a Northeast team, and you play your first 10 games in in the South and in the Sun Belt, and you come back 2-8, you're gonna be say, oh well, we can't start on the road like this all the time. I also don't like starting in March, but it's what we got.
I know.
Yeah.
The shame is you need to pare the schedule, you pare the games down. The way the playoffs are, it's so awesome of a tournament that you're better off paring the schedule down and putting it on adding an extra layer of games to the playoffs, because that October tournament, there's nothing like playoff baseball. I love the first round of division series when you got 4 of them going on in one day, and you got a 12 o'clock and a 3 o'clock and a 6:30 and a 7 and a 10. It's awesome stuff.
It is great. I love it too, but it's almost like that first day of the NCAA tournament. And Stanley Cup playoffs are great. And playoffs the first because the first weekend of the NFL playoffs, you get all those games. That's fun too. But people love playoffs. I'm sure they're always thinking of ways to get more teams in. I mean, they've succeeded. We're up to 12 teams. As far as pairing the schedule, if they were to go back to 154, what's that? 8 games. That's like 5% of the season. They have to prove to the union that 5% of the revenues aren't going to disappear, and that 5% is not going to hit the players in the wallet. If they can prove to the players that your earnings ultimately are not going to be whittled down by 5%, maybe they'll listen. So we'll see.
I got you, buddy. Great stuff, man. A lot of fun. We're going to have a busy rest of the month and a fun October. Look forward to sharing it with you.
Yeah, maybe this is the year they get another one. There's a lot of special things brewing with this team.
Steaks.
Feels a little special.
Steaks. Love it, Steaks. Thanks, buddy.
Got my red on today too.
I know.
We know.
Fired up. He looks good.
You remember that team, Anthony?
I do. The Blazers. They played at the Coliseum.
Derek Sanderson, one of my favorite Bruins, defected there.
You know what? You know who the goalie was for a while?
Yeah, I know. They all Bernie.
Yeah.
He was also a Bruin, so I got to go. That's depressing me.
See you, brother. There he is. Jimmy Steaks. Love it.
Hey, before we get out of here, can we just mention the Big Brothers, Big Sisters month we got going on here and at All City? We're trying to raise some money, help change some lives, and, do a little better for the youth out here. Big Brothers, Big Sisters doing great things. There's a donate button if you're watching on YouTube right under the chat. Hit that. And, if everybody here, everyone who listens just donates $1, we have a good day. So if you got $1 to spend, donate it. $5, anything helps.
Yeah,
it's super great cause. Yeah.
Great cause. Hey, Tooch.
Uh-oh.
Division title means balls.
That's because he's got a janky setup. He can't even see the title.
I like Tooch.
Man,
go back to the beach, Tooch. Get back on the beach.
That's my boy.
What's he
I don't know why the division. Listen, I get it's about the tournament, but you can't get there without a division title.
You know how you know how jealous Mets people are right now? They don't have a division title.
I love the division title.
100% agree.
No, listen, it did mean more before there was wild card and all the extra layers, but I don't know. I always liked it.
You gotta celebrate yourself when you write a script. You feel good. You got to celebrate a little bit. You treat yourself with a nice gin. Relax. You did something to accomplish a goal. You got to do it. You gotta celebrate yourself.
You got to sell it. Writing it doesn't mean balls. That's Tooch is right about that. You got to sell it. Then I'll drink my gin. All right. By the way, I'm still waiting to drink it. So we'll find out.
Back in the day real quick?
Yeah.
This is a quick one.
Yeah.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. Back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you don't like when we do this, but we're going back to Sunday, and only because Makuba shared a photo that is awesome of Mahomes on his butt watching Makuba run the interception back. So I'm going back in the day to Sunday to relive it. And I love that Makuba put this on his Twitter account.
That's a good one.
I love
That's a great picture.
home sitting down like that watching.
That is a great picture. That's actually a great picture.
Yeah, it's good.
I usually don't like that.
I know. If the player puts that picture up, I was like, oh, it's a great picture.
I'll allow it. I mean, it's not Coop smashing somebody, but
no, well,
Makuba is. I love that kid.
Yeah,
that kid's a stud. I love their defense, dude. I can't wait. I love watching them play defense more than offense.
Yeah, I would totally agree. 100%.
I love watching them. All right, that's going to do it for us. Everybody have a great day. We love you. Great job, Andrew. Great job, Joey. Everybody, we'll see you in the morning. Go Phils.
We all silly like the mayor.